Today on the channel, we're going to take a look at this BC Rich Warlock that was once thrown out of a two-story window. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this BC Rich Warlock that was given to me by a friend. And by the way, here's my kitten Snidely. For those of you that have been following the channel closely, know about Snidely. Just a Snidely update. He's doing great. He loves guitars and amps just like me. But anyway, the BC Rich Warlock is right here. This is a Platinum Series Warlock from the early 90s, the best that I can tell. So let's take a look at it. Earlier on I stated that this thing was a survivor. It had gotten thrown out of a two-story window. So I've got a story about that here in just a sec, but as you can tell, the body has got some cracks on it. Now these cracks, according to my friend that gave me this guitar, were not caused by the fall. He said that these cracks appeared on this guitar when he was a teen. And he got this guitar around 1991, I believe, 92. And he said the body started to do this. So this may be some kind of dried out wood. It might be made out of some really poor wood. I don't know. But it's started to split, and it split the poly, all right? And it's kind of deep. I probably should put some wood filler in here, I would think, just to cover it up. Who knows if it's even worth trying to salvage. I mean, it plays fine the way it is. We've got some cracking right there also. Now this is a premium or platinum series BC Rich. That's what they call it, probably because of the switching configurations. I'm missing a knob here. Okay, now this is a volume, this is a tone. Now this is a pickup splitting switch that actually works. I'll do an audio demo of this guitar in a future video. This one's not really set up quite yet to really shred on. This thing needs a little bit more setup work, but I needed to put out some video content and show what this looked like. So here we are, but this is a pickup splitting switch, and this is obviously the neck and the bridge pickup in the middle position. This pot may need to get replaced. It's really scratchy. I'm going to try to spray it out and clean it out a little bit. This tremolo system is kind of weird. It's a kind of looks like a Floyd Rose, but the strings string through the back like a Fender Strat, and the ball of the string is intact. But we do have a locking nut up here. Now this locking nut takes a smaller size Allen wrench than a Floyd Rose, so that's kind of weird also. I have the truss rod cover taken off of it because I've been slowly working on some setups, on a little bit of a setup on this, trying to get it to be just right. Okay, so here's our Platinum Series BC Rich logo. I cleaned the frets and have changed the strings, and I cleaned the fretboard, put some lemon oil on it, and I've cleaned the guitar up quite a bit. It was pretty nasty. It had been sitting around for 30 years in the case. Let me flip this over and we'll take a look at the back of it. Now, my friend who gave this to me, his dad had an ex-girlfriend that they got in a horrible fight sometime late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. And well, I won't get into details, but she was flat out crazy, and they called her Slag. I may call this guitar Slag in honor of her. But some legal battles ensued, and some domestic things that we won't really bring up that she did that was pretty atrocious happened. But in the melee, this guitar wound up getting thrown out a second-story window. And as stated earlier, these cracks, according to my friend, were in this guitar prior to that happening, okay? But it didn't break the headstock. Now, sadly, there is a hairline crack on the neck next to the nut. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Right there it is. So I'm going to have to pull that apart a little bit and glue it and clamp it down. So there's this hairline crack. And that's unfortunate, but I can get that fixed. I can take care of that. Here are the tuners, obviously. And you know, the neck is in, it's, you know, the heel of this neck, everything is pretty good. It's got some scuffs. That's very typical for these pointy guitars to be scuffed up like this. They take a lot of abuse. I do have the back plate that goes with this guitar. These screws would not come out, so I had to pull the plate off the guitar. I had to rip it off. It's still intact, but I got to get these screws out and replace the screws. They're just so cruddy and corroded they wouldn't come out. So check out this tremolo system. This is probably the worst thing about this guitar. The tremolo system, trying to get the strings in here was really a challenge. Doesn't look like it would be, but it's really hard to get those strings down there into this tremolo block. It's really hard. They're way down in there and you can barely see the hole to get the string in, okay? And these screws are really, really tiny and they're hard to adjust. I may replace those screws. I may just replace the claw and screws on this guitar. I'm sort of curious if I could retrofit a Floyd on this. It's unlikely, but I've got a couple Floyd Rose specials that I could put on here. But part of the appeal to these, well, this guitar is now vintage technically. You know, these old parts and pieces are kind of, you know, that was part of the guitar. This is like a sticker. It says Impact on it, and that's also on the headstock. I don't think that came with it. I think that was, I don't know what that was. That might have been the guy's band name. Maybe Impact was part of the series. I couldn't find anything online, but you see there's a little sticker right there too. If anybody knows, let me know. Came with a nice hard shell case. The tremolo bar is a screw-in type tremolo system. Kind of like an old Strat. It screws in okay. It gets real tight. One thing I need to do, would help if I had it in all the way. One thing I need to do is take these pickups out. When I had the strings off this guitar, I should have taken the pickups out to see what they are. They look kind of generic, but they sound good. Like I said, I'm going to do a demo on this soon, on a future date, but I just want to show this guitar for now. It's just not set up quite right. I want to get the neck glued and get that taken care of, and I'll probably take the pickups out and take a look at it, and then we'll do a sound demo. But yeah, this is a Survivor from the early 90s. This thing was manufactured about the time Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and all those bands were really hitting the scene. So this thing really didn't stand a chance. I can't tell if it's white or some form of a pink. Sometimes it looks like a creamy white, and other times it looks like it's pink. So let me know what you think. What is this? I guess that's a bag for Allen wrenches. That's the first time I saw that. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a short video to show this Survivor. I like BC Rich. I've got a soft spot in my heart for BC Rich. I've owned several throughout the years, and this reminds me of Lita Ford. It reminds me of Wasp, and you know, they're just unusual. Cool. Well, I hope you like this kind of content. If you do, please consider subscribing. Comment below, and until next time, have a great day. Peace out.